Welcome back to A View to a Grill. I'm Johnny. Today we're going to use the Snake River Farms Wagyu Frankfurters to make some delicious Texas style hot dogs, and we're going to do it all on the mini Golden's cast iron Kamado. For these Texas style hot dogs, we're going to need some pico de gallo. We'll start by gathering up all of our ingredients and then taking the tomatoes and dicing them up to about a 1/4 inch dice. Next, we'll take our red onions and dice those up about a 1/4 inch as well. Then we'll get our cilantro, and I like to fold it up, roll it up. That makes it a lot easier for chopping. Next, we'll de-seed our jalapeno and then cut the jalapeno up into these little strips. That way we can get a fine dice so that when you bite into your pico de gallo, you don't get a huge chunk of jalapeno. Now we can get all of that into a bowl and then add some salt and then squeeze in about a tablespoon of lime juice. Now we can give that a mix, and when you're done, it should look something like this. Once you have that mixed up, you can then take that to your refrigerator and let those flavors come together for a while. Now that our pico is in the refrigerator, we can set up our Golden's cast iron mini Kamado. I have some leftover charcoal in the Kamado that I can clean up a little bit by moving it around and knocking the old ash and small pieces through the little holes at the bottom of the firebox. Today, I'll be using the Golden's cast iron brand of lump charcoal. I'll get a small Weber chimney starter, fill it all the way up to the top, and get the fire starter lit. Once I see some ash on the top coals, I know it's time to get that into the Golden's cast iron Kamado. We can then move that charcoal around for even heat distribution. Next, we'll get our cast iron grates back in, and then we'll close the lid to let everything preheat. I'll make sure that my bottom vent is open with the screen closed, and I'll make sure that the top vent is open as well. While the Kamado is preheating, let's go ahead and get our Wolf Brand chili prepared. You know what? I splurged a little bit on this Wolf Brand chili. I went for the Angus beef in the blue can. Now I'll get that in my mini cauldron and then onto the Kamado to let it warm up. Now, having Wolf Brand chili to me is kind of nostalgic because I knew if we had this Wolf Brand chili at home, we were having hot dogs. Let's get the rest of our ingredients so that we can make these delicious hot dogs. First, let's take a look at the Snake River Farms Wagyu Frankfurters. First of all, they're huge and they have a casing which gives them a little bit more of a snap. I'm also going to be using the St. Pierre hot dog buns. We'll also need some freshly grated mild cheddar cheese. Now that we have everything we need, let's get these hot dogs on. The first thing I want to do is make sure that the chili is warm. The chili is warm. I'm going to be using the Lamson Premier set of tongs. If you'd like a set of tongs for yourself, check out my link and discount code in the description. We'll get our hot dogs and start grilling them. And while grilling your Frankfurters, you want to be careful that you don't get them too hot because the casing will tend to break. Not to worry, it doesn't hurt them at all. Snake River Farms has a lot of products, and I have a lot of different evergreen discount codes. Check out the pinned comment below. So I know that when you're grilling your hot dogs are so subjective. Some people like them practically burnt, and some people just like them lightly colored and heated through. However you like your hot dog, grill it to your liking. Well, this is how I like my hot dogs. So we're going to go ahead and remove these Frankfurters, and now let's build our hot dog and check out the results. Now, these Frankfurters are pretty fat, so I'm going to have to spread these buns apart just to give them a little extra room. First, we'll get a little Frenchy mustard right down the center of that hot dog bun. Next, we'll get our hot dogs in the bun, and you can see how fat these things are. They take up every amount of space in that bun. All right, now we want to go back over to the Golden's cast iron Kamado, remove our warm chili. We also want to put our heat deflector down because we don't want the direct heat to hit the bottom of our hot dogs when we put them back on. Now we can put some of that Wolf brand chili on our hot dogs, and you can tell these hot dogs are really coming together now. Next, we'll put on a good handful of cheese, and you want to make sure that your cheese is spread all the way across the length of the hot dog. We can then put the hot dogs back on to the Golden's cast iron Kamado to let the cheese melt. That only took about 5 minutes. So the cheese is melted and we can now remove them from the Kamado. And then all we have to do now is get some of that pico and just pile it on right on top. And take a look. These things are not only beautiful, but you can already tell. Yeah, you know, you can already tell. Now this is it, my favorite part of the video, and I really, truly cannot wait to dig into these hot dogs. And if you're wondering what they taste like, well, they taste a lot like this. Now, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, I'm not sure why you haven't. Thank you for watching a view to a grill. I'll see you guys next time. Take care, y'all.